Welcome to Common Man Cocktails. I'm your host, Derek Schomer. Happy New Year's Eve. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a drink. This is like my first video in 2 weeks because Christmas and chaos and my lighting system died, so I got new lights I'm trying out. So this is a test. Let me know what you think. Today, we're going to make the Negroni Sbagliato. Now, I'm the only one here. It's New Year's Eve, and I'm going to combine 3 of the ingredients. This is a greatest hit moment for me. I don't really care for Negroni. I don't care for Negronis very much, primarily because I'm not a huge fan of Sweet Vermouth and I'm not a huge fan of Campari. Then I'm also really not a huge fan of Prosecco or sparkling wine, or whites really. But I'm trying to build into it. So what I'm doing is I'm attempting to help prepare my palate for the future. I've gotten much better at Negronis, at least Campari over the years, and Martini Rossi. Like, this isn't such a bad Sweet Vermouth, so I'm trying something a little bit different. This, like a Negroni, is a 1-1-1 recipe. So what we're doing is instead of gin, we're gonna sub in the Prosecco. And Spagliato apparently means mistaken. So imagine you accidentally picked up this bottle instead of your favorite bottle of gin and you made a drink with it. And you also remember not to stir with it. So there's that. So what we're going to do is our 1-1-1. I'm just going to do 1 ounce of each. This is sugary. 1 ounce of the Campari. And you can tell Campari has a lot of sugar in it because it's growing on the lid. I'm going to have to clean that. We're going to do 1 ounce of Sweet Vermouth. That's the only thing you're going to stir. And primarily the reason is you don't want to stir out the carbonation of your champagne. Or Prosecco. So what we're going to do is we're going to ice this up, chill it, pour it into here. I'm fairly certain you're going to want to add ice, the recipes I saw, to the actual drink. Where Negroni, I don't think you typically add ice unless you want to. Primarily because I think you get the champagne, and champagne's usually cool and crisp. So stick with that. Here, we use this guy. Boom. Cold, just like the holidays. So we're gonna stir this. Oh, and also you could add a lemon twist to it if you want to. In this case, I don't have a lemon, but I do have a spare, orange. So instead of an orange twist, we're gonna use a grapefruit. It's a citrus adjacent. Well, it's a citrus. It's orange. It's just not an orange. I would stir this up. Typically, you want to get it until it's nice and chill. 30 seconds, realistically 2 minutes, but who's got time? It is pretty cold though. So we're gonna stop there. Gonna add, this is how I usually do my twist. You can prep it by just quick and easy. Just do that, you're done. Like there's like barely no pith. Now, if you want to make it all fancy, you could carve off the edges so it's straight, wrap it around something. It smells really nice. Pour the julep strainer. You can get your mixing glass. You can get your julep strainer and your entire bartender starter kit at awesomedrinks.com. That's my store. Boom. Hold that back. Now, I'm going to hold it back a little bit. You could probably dump this if you're just making this for yourself. I'm doing it on a YouTube thing, so like, use fresh ice when you add your ice. Primary reason is you've already diluted a lot of the ice down. This recharges that ice, so you're not using half diluted ice, which is just going to create more water, and people aren't going to like that too much. Now I'm going to measure it properly. If you're just doing this at home, just add however much you think it needs. But it's a 1-1-1 recipe. You could do a 1-1-2 if you're into champagne. I'm just going to stick with what the recipe calls for to taste. You do you. Also, since that's here, let's flame this a little bit, right? So we'll warm it up a little bit. I'm seeing a problem. My fuel is empty. So maybe this won't work. We'll give it a try. Whatever. Too bad. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to just rub it around the edges because this drink's going to need some help. It's, add a little bit of smell to it, give it a floral aroma. You've got all this greatness going on in here. All right. So this, my friends, this is a Negroni Spagliato, a mistaken Negroni. In my opinion, all Negronis are a mistake, but I know they're huge and people love them. So let's give this a try. I know the taste profiles that I like and dislike. So I will not tell you this tastes like crap, even though I wouldn't probably order one myself. I'll give you the actual tasting notes, the unbiased tasting notes. So the quick first thing I got was some of that sparkling wine flavor. It's lighter. So this drink typically with the gin, you're going to get a lot more floral notes, but a lot more boozy, probably from also not being too chilled. This one comes through with a champagne dryness up front, a little bit of like I want to say grapefruit, but not grapefruit because I'm using the peel from a grapefruit, but the underlying fruit flavor that is in a bottle of Campari. I'm going to clean that. I'm not sure exactly what the fruit is, but you do get a little of that juicy fruit right before it hits you with the bitterness on the tip of your tongue. But the bitterness in this is not as bad as a standard Negroni. So I think that the Prosecco helps to lighten it up a little bit, give it kind of distract you with the flavors of the Prosecco over, you're going to get a little bit of maybe that bitter apple, like fruity flavor. It is weird that it starts super light, like you get that champagne lightness, and then it grows in intensity over the course of like 15 seconds as the bitterness kind of builds. Second sip, though, is not as bitter as the first. I got to say, this is actually not, it's a little sweet. It's not really that bad. If you're kind of into Negronis or the thought of liking them, if boozy cocktails are not your thing, like this is not a new person type of drinker. If I brought my daughter down here, she would probably spit it out. But it does have a nice fruit balance on top of the lightness, and then the bitter Campari that kind of like lingers 30, 40 seconds. It's still there. Like it starts to move to the back of the throat a little bit with the bitterness. But a lot of people, especially in Europe and stuff, like that type of flavor. So if you're into more of the bitter cocktails and you're looking for something different than your same standard Negroni, it's New Year's Eve, people have bottles of champagne. This is the right thing to do for that specific time period, that seasonality of it all. But it's tasty. You could also, there's other ones I saw out there, variations that had cranberry juice as kind of a component to them. So you can mess around with the different types of Negronis, but this one doesn't do bad. I'm going to say if I liked these core ingredients, this is probably a 4 out of 5. For me, I'm going to say it's palatable. I would drink it if I ordered it at a bar. I might even order a second one, but I'd probably stop at 2 because the bitterness would just kind of, it would continue to grow and become displeasant after a while, if displeasant is a word. So, question of the day: what were your plans if you watched this after New Year's? What are your plans? What are your 2025 plans looking like? Like, what do you guys want to achieve and accomplish in 2025? I don't really know yet what I want to do in 2025. Like to lose another 5 pounds, maybe. That's a goal, but it's kind of cheesy because everybody says that and they never live up to it. I'm already down 10, so I'm winning. What are you going to do? 2025, write it in the comments below. That's it. We're teaching you how to drink, and we will be doing a live stream soon, within the next week or two.